Hey guys, sorry, I'm like trying to get my camera steady here. This is kind of a rant video, so to those of you who are easily offended, I suggest that you don't watch it. Oh my gosh, I have a glare. And for those of you that do watch it, I'm sorry, but I have to rant, and because I'm about to go crazy about this. This is kind of on the topic of generalizations that people make about relationships, about military, marriages, whatever, and it's really been driving me crazy lately. So, yeah, sorry. Like, my shirt is... First off, like... I just want to say, like, if you're one of the people making generalizations, this is the first way to piss people off. 1. Oh, well, I got married at a young age, and it didn't work out. You know, it doesn't matter how long you've been together. You could be together for 4 years, and if you're 19 years old, you're not ready to get married. You're too young, you don't know what love is, and all this stuff. First off, I'm not you. I don't care what your past experience was. You know, I'm sorry it didn't work out with you, but I'm not you. And that doesn't mean it's going to work with me. And then the whole, well, you know, military has the highest divorce rate. Okay, and there's other statistics too that I don't fall into. What makes you think I'm going to fall into this one? Yeah, it happens. But you know what? The divorce rate's high anywhere, and it doesn't really matter what group you're in. Does it make it harder for him to be gone? Yes, it does. I mean, if I denied that, I'd be absolutely lying to you. Yes, it makes it harder. But does that mean I can't deal with it? No, it doesn't. It's just not for some people. Some people don't know what they're getting into. Some people do know what they're getting into, but they're not expecting it to be as tough as it is. It doesn't really matter. It's not for everyone. But that doesn't mean that it's not for anyone. And that just drives me crazy when people do that. So if you're one of those people, think about what you're saying. If you're going to generalize something, don't put people down by it, because it gets on my nerves. But you know, I have my own life experiences. I've made my own mistakes and everything else. For one thing, it's none of your business if I made a mistake. For 2 things, it's not a mistake. For 3 things, I'm not a statistic. I'm not going to be a statistic, and I'm different than that. You know, you may have thought that you were different at the time, but I mean, this is what I chose. I knew what I was getting into when I started dating Brian. I knew what I was getting into when I got engaged to him. I knew what I was getting into whenever I married him. I don't care if I'm 19 or 36 years old. I know, I know that I love him. I know I want to be with him for the rest of my life, and I take that very seriously. And I don't care what the statistic is. I'm not one of the, how many ever people in a certain amount get divorced in a year or whatever. That's not me. And I'm not going to get a divorce. I refuse to do that. I don't believe in divorce unless there is cheating or abuse involved. And, neither one of us, he's not a wife beater or a cheater, and I'm not a cheater, and even if I wanted to beat him, I couldn't, because I'm like half his size, and yeah, I'm not very, I'm definitely more of a lover than a fighter. But, just because one person has a bad experience doesn't mean that all of the experiences that anybody has is going to be bad. And it just frustrates me when people say that. I might be being kind of cocky by saying this. I'm a pretty strong person. I've a pretty strong character. I know what I want. I go after what I want. I do what I want. I think about things before I do it. And I don't get hurt by a lot. There are things that hurt me, yes. There are things that scare me, yes, of course. I'm human. But I'm not, I'm not like I'm going to cry about everything. I'm just going to cling to one person kind of thing. I mean, yeah, Brian's gone and I miss him and I love him to death and I can't wait to hear from him. I get excited when I do and it makes my day. And he's like my weak point and, I cry about that kind of stuff, but I'm not going to just sit here, I'm not going to sit at home and just woe me, just be a victim over it. I'm still going to go out, have fun with friends, play games. I don't even know what, we don't really do anything, we just talk. But, do stuff with my girls and, just hang out and stuff. And I'm still going to go to school and work because life carries on, life goes on. But, I'd be letting him down if I just sat here, and cried about it and stuff. And, he made sure that I wasn't like that before we got married because that's not really a good thing. I mean, it's hard. I've cried about it. With him and everything else, but it's definitely, you can't just make your life all about something that you're scared of. You can't just let your fears consume you or let your worry or, the people you miss consume you. You need to still live and to do stuff and, take care of your responsibilities at home because that's what's really going to help them the most is if you're doing what you need to do and staying strong for them. And another thing that really, I guess, it irritates me about this is that whenever somebody who was previously a military spouse or says, well, my husband came back and he was completely different and it ruined our marriage and whatever because he's just completely different and stuff. That irritates me for a couple of reasons. There are so many events, there are so many people saying, hey, things are not going to be exactly like they were before he left whenever he comes back. I know that Brian's going to be he's not going to be exactly the same when he comes back. He's not going to be all giggly, happy, everything's great when he right when he comes back. He's going to be a lot more serious. And there's going to be a lot of obstacles that we're going to have to face. There's going to be a lot of things that we have to get over. But it's going to be, and you're saying that because you're saying that they ruined your marriage by that. That really irritates me in the fact that you know that they're not going to be exactly the same. You're prepared for it, or you should be prepared for it. And, yeah, some people are worse than others whenever there's a lot of things involved. But it's, maybe it's just my outlook, but it is the spouse's, whoever is at home's job to be strong. The soldier or the airman or whatever is going overseas. They're having to be strong. They're having to do their job. But, you need to be strong at home and just, support them. You know that they're going through a lot. You know that they've been through a lot. And you're going to get mad because they're mad about it or they're upset about it or something is going on, then, there's obviously some bigger issues than that. It's not just, what you think it is. There's so many more issues with that. You need to hang on and just, be patient. That's a big thing with people. People do not know how to be patient anymore. And just to love people regardless. There's going to be things that Brian does that pisses me off, and I don't want to talk to him, and I just want him to leave me alone and stuff, but that doesn't mean I'm just going to walk off on him and be like, this is over, whatever. I mean, it's a partnership, and you have to work through things, especially, I mean, this whole thing is for better or for worse, and you can't just walk out on the worst. You're never going to see the better if you walk out on the worst. And, I mean, there's a lot of tests. There really are, but it's worth it. I guess, I'm trailing off now. My main thing is, I just get frustrated when people are like, well, your marriage isn't going to work out because you're 19 and your husband's a soldier and, it's impossible. Because my aunt's best friend's sister was married to a soldier and they got divorced because he was gone all the time and this and that. It frustrates me. Just don't generalize. I mean, I generalize on things, but as far as marriages and stuff like that, one person doesn't mean that all of them will end up like that. I don't understand how people think that, but I guess they do. They just, sum it all up in their head, but it's critical thinking. I mean, it's crazy, but there's from, thought. Alright, I might make another video tonight, because I'm really, really bored, and I'm doing laundry, and everything else is clean, and I don't know what else to do, because it's 10 o'clock, and I'll probably go to bed pretty soon, too. I really need nighttime activities, but there's not really anything going on afterwards, but that's all. Any thoughts, opinions, questions, requests, whatever, post them below or inbox me. I know a lot of people don't watch these. I was about to say read these. I know a lot of people don't watch these, but it's kind of a good way to vent for me and a good way to just speak my mind. So, if you watch these and they help you or, they make you think, then awesome. If you don't, then obviously you're not seeing this. But, yeah. I think that's about all. So, I'm going to get off of here now. Bye, guys.